Test, test. All right. Welcome to Mbaricat. Selling in physical retail stores and third party online marketplaces like Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Others are out there like Etsy. There's just so many out there. Temu, AliExpress. Selling in these outlets. Who owns the customer data? Who owns the customer experience? Is it you, the seller, or the retailers? So the answer to that is they own and control the customer data. Not you, not me. But when you sell through your own online store, let's say you have an online store on Shopify. What's going on? All right. Shopify or WooCommerce, which is the platform that we use to sell our made in Nigeria goods, available on mbericat.com/shop. You own that data and you own that customer relationship, the insights, and the leverage. So, as entrepreneurs building brands for global markets, understanding data ownership is is key to scaling smarter and also scaling faster. Now, some people might tell you that you shouldn't sell on platforms like Amazon or Walmart because it take a certain percentage depending on the product. It could range anywhere from 15% to even more, in addition to their platform fees, where you have to pay a monthly uh, subscription to be able to sell on those platforms. So some people might tell you, you know what, don't do that. Instead, sell at physical retail stores. Okay, that's an option. But still, you still don't own the customer data. So if I go on Amazon.com right now and I'm searching, I want to buy a product. Okay. I want to buy a cell phone or whatever it is. Am I your and I find your product as a seller, as a retailer, a brand on Amazon. Uh, and alongside your product, there are other products out there also for sale, and I choose to buy your product. Let's say someone goes on Amazon and then they buy Barricad's product on Amazon. Is that customer my customer or is that customer Amazon's customer? 100% Amazon owns that customer. That is every time that I shop on Amazon and I buy your product or anyone buys Barricad products on Amazon, they are not my customer. That buyer is Amazon's customer. So the same applies to physical retail stores. And I'm going to use, let's say, Target as an example. So I walk into Target, a top brick and mortar retail store here in the United States, and I pick up a product. I mean, they carry, in addition to having their own private label brands, they also carry hundreds and thousands of national brands, all sorts of brands. And I walk into Target and I pick up a product. I walk to the cash register and I pay for that product. Am I that brand's customer or am I Target's customer? I am Target's customer, not that particular brand. So when you are shopping on all of these platforms or people are on these platforms buying your product on these third-party platforms like Amazon, Walmart, and what have you, those buyers are not yours. They do not belong to you. They belong to the platforms, who, by the way, spend millions and millions of dollars to be able to retain those customers and keep them coming back. So, in order for you to truly own, and myself included, as brand owners, in order for us to truly own the entire customer experience, we have to launch our own e-commerce platform. Now, the two most used platforms right now, some might argue Shopify is one. But the thing about Shopify is this, and I am not bashing Shopify in any way. Shopify is a templated e-commerce platform. There's only so much you could do. They control the build, they control the back end. Do they make it a little bit easier for people who may not be skilled in technology to sell on Shopify? Yes, and they also actually collect a fee as well. I think their baseline, because I used to be on Shopify when I owned the men's store. I was in men's fashion. I had a decent Shopify store. But just like Amazon, just like Walmart, you have to pay that monthly subscription fee on this platform. But here's the thing though, you do own that customer data. So someone comes and then they buy something from you on Shopify or WooCommerce, which is a platform that I actually recommend, because with WooCommerce, it's not really for it's if you really want 100% control of the layout of your online store, meaning you could do whatever you want. You can sell literally anything as long as it's legal. You can do that on WooCommerce. You can't do that on Shopify. There's a limit to what you can sell on Shopify. But as far as like WooCommerce is concerned, which is a WordPress open source platform, you can literally sell whatever you want on WooCommerce as long as it's legal. You can't sell anything illegal on WooCommerce. That is the only way you can own the soup to nuts end-to-end customer experiences if you have your own platform. But that comes with its own challenges. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time to build a brand online, a freestanding e-commerce brand online. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money. You're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to be able, it's what is called customer acquisition. How are you going to acquire that customer? You have to advertise. Because organic alone, going through the organic route, organic platforms alone isn't going to cut it. They generally don't scale. Word of mouth can only get you so far. SEO, which is largely, in my opinion, SEO is largely dead now. Everything is amplified through ads. If you want someone to see what you're about, what you're selling, what your offers are, you have to go paid ads. Options, you can do social media ads, which, to be honest with you, I've tried social media ads in the past. There was a time that I spent $2,000 on Facebook ads and I sold zero. Some Facebook ads work for some people, but Facebook ads did not work for me. And I've tried a little bit of like Google search ads. That worked a little bit, but I was never ever able to break even on the Google ad spend. Now, um, as a solopreneur, meaning we do everything in house, maybe that's largely due to my inexperience in leveraging platforms like Facebook. Maybe I would have better luck if I outsource that particular skill set out there to see if there's a ad agencies out there that I could use, or maybe even an individual. Maybe I would have better results. But attempting to do it on my own did not really work out for me. So I stopped. In all of the platforms that I'm on, guys, the one that has worked for me the most as far as like customer acquisition, people discovering Embericat, going on embericat.com/shop, hiring my company for consultations has come from YouTube. We advertise a little bit on YouTube, but for the most part, YouTube is, I would probably say, 90% organic reach for us. I advertise maybe one or two videos, but everything else is just organic content. That is how people are discovering the American brand, mostly on YouTube. And when they go to Americat.com to either shoot me a message or send me an email or subscribe to our newsletter, that customer data flows in through our HubSpot CRM as we capture those email addresses and WhatsApp numbers. We're then able to directly reach out to those people who are contacting us through our own platform. Because Americat.com is built on WordPress. And inside Americat.com, we have our e-commerce store, Americat.com/shop. So every time someone orders through our platform, we get that data, we get that information, and we can then, in turn, either retarget them or remarket to them, or if we have anything that's coming up that we think that they might be interested in based on their purchase history, we can reach out to those customers directly. So at some point, you got to decide what is most important. Is it data? Is it sales? Or is it both? My recommendation is continue to sell on third party. If you have a physical product made in Nigeria, made in Africa, what have you, and you're selling those items in the United States, continue to sell on these third party sites like Walmart, like Amazon. But also, as you're doing that, in parallel to that, you want to start focusing some attention on your own e-commerce platform, your own e-commerce store. You can go the Shopify route, or you can choose to go the WooCommerce route where you have more control and is not as templated as Shopify. That would be my recommendation. Data is the new currency. There's a reason why platforms like Amazon, Walmart, and these brick and mortar retail stores, there's a reason why they invest and spend hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in customer data. The customer belongs to them. There's a lot of people who are mistaking this. They're thinking that Amazon, when they're on Amazon, which Amazon is actually our top platform as far as like retail e-commerce goes. We get the majority of our sales on Amazon, but those customers, I don't know who they are. They don't belong to me. I can't go back and retarget them. I cannot go back and offer them new products. They belong to Amazon. Same thing as Walmart. And again, I'm an advocate of these platforms. I go to their conferences. I think that they're relevant. I think that we need them in order for us to be able to move our products and get them in the hands of US consumers. But I also understand the challenges of building up my own customer database. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money. I have spent thousands of dollars on I mean, and these algorithms, they change all the time. Algorithm today, a month from now, may be obsolete. So just keep that in mind and don't fall for the trappings of um of PPC, pay per click ads on platforms like Amazon and Walmart, because you are competing. It's a dynamic advertising system. You're competing with people on that platform with maybe deeper pockets than you. They can afford to spend more on ads to be able to get their products in front of their target audience. But even with all that ad spend on third party market, it's I don't recall the last time that I bought something on Amazon and then when I went back to buy that same product again, I went to the brand owner's site. It's very, very rare. So you could do all of the yes, branding is important. It's good to have your mark on your product. But there's no data as far as like America is concerned that shows that people who ordered from our website were once ordered from our Amazon store. It does not always translate. Consumers are creatures of habit. They are set on their purchasing behavior. And I'm one of those consumers. I actually look at my behavior when I'm doing research and I'm trying to figure all of these things out. I actually look at my own purchasing behavior. When was the last time that I bought something on Amazon and then when I went back to buy it again, I'm like, oh, screw Amazon. I'm not going to go there again. I'm just going to go directly to that brand. I can honestly, to that brand's website. I can honestly tell you that I don't remember the last time I did that. Now, if it's a high ticket item, what's an example I can use? I don't have my writing instrument on me. So let's say if it's a high ticket item like Mont Blanc. So I use my writing instrument, Mont Blanc is what I use. I am never ever gonna go by high ticket. I'm talking about $200, $300 product or $300 items. I'm gonna go directly to that brand's website to buy that particular product because they can tie my receipt to that purchase on their website. And that way I have that built-in 1 year warranty on that particular product. And if I have an issue, they can't say, well, you did not buy this through us. You bought it from a third party marketplace. I'm not saying that buying high ticket items in party marketplaces like Walmart and Amazon, I'm not saying that the brand owner isn't going to honor the warranty, but I always want to edge the odds in my favor. So if it's money that I can afford to lose, I'll go on a third party market site like Walmart and Amazon and cash in on the 2 or 1 day delivery. But if it's money that I'm not willing to lose or I can't afford to lose, like paying $300 for a pen, I'm going to buy directly from the brand's website. Simple as that. So uh figure out what is most important. Sales should always be at the forefront. because that is how you generate your revenue to keep your business going. But also at the same time, and I know most of you, I can probably say 75% of third party sellers on platforms like Amazon and Walmart, and those who chose to go, let's say, the brick and mortar retail route or Etsy and eBay and all that stuff, most of them don't are not really focusing on building their own website and building their own e-commerce store. And I can see why. It takes a lot of money to drive traffic to these platforms, to your own site. It does take a lot of money and time. So you ask yourself, are you building a brand or just supplying inventory? So most important thing is this: start your own e-commerce store today, but continue to sell on other third-party sites like I've just mentioned. That is the way you control your, that is the way you actually scale. I'm not saying you can't. There are several multi-million dollar brands on these third-party marketplaces. I'm not saying that there aren't. There are. But it just takes a lot of time to get there. But it's very important for you to really, really start optimizing and focusing on building out your own e-commerce store. I mean, I can tell you right now, I've been through them all. I've done Wix, I've done Shopify, and now we are on WooCommerce, on WordPress. And by far, for me, for the Bearcat brand, that has been the best e-commerce platform. Now, you have to be a little bit of, you have to be tech savvy though, for you to be able to grow your e-commerce site on a clean canvas like WooCommerce, because it's going to require some plugins. You're going to need plugins to control spam. You're going to need plugins to help you optimize your images so they're not too big. You're going to need plugins to help you speed up your website. You see, while Shopify may do all that for you in their built-in monthly subscription, which, to be quite honest with you, at the very baseline, I think it's like $29 a month or $39. But by the time that you start adding in these little features that they offer you, that $30 a month subscription on a platform like Shopify could easily climb to $200 a month without you even knowing. So either way, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Yes, Amazon is going to collect their 15%. Walmart is going to collect their percentages. But the thing is, you are tapping into their customers, not yours. Every time that you list an item to sell on these platforms, just know, don't let anybody lie to you. The customer belongs to the retailers and not the brand owners. I'm going to wrap up with this. The only way that you can control and own your own customer data and own your own customer experience and own the customer experience on your platform, meaning you're able to capture the email, you capture the addresses, you capture the phone numbers, you're going to have to build out your own e-commerce site. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share today in this post. I'm going to keep it short. My name is Richard Barakat. I am a Nigerian-born, US-based entrepreneur. If you find this informative and insightful, go ahead and like, share, and comment. And you can check out our website, barakat.com. We are a trusted name driving US, Nigeria exports and investments. So if you're a Nigerian brand owner or Nigerian manufacturer watching this, continue to create quality product that translates to US audiences. There's a lot of opportunity in cross-border trade. There's a lot of opportunity in non-oil exports. The United States continues to be the number one consumer market in the world. This market is really where you should be focusing if you are in Nigeria. And also, if you are based in the United States, you are a Nigerian entrepreneur looking at manufacturing, looking at sourcing high quality products that, in my opinion, I feel competes with some of the best out there. I highly recommend that you start looking into the Nigerian market. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, you want to reach out to me. I offer consulting on US Nigeria exports and investments for those who are interested in that. For those who are interested in also investing in buildings and lands and physical assets, we just recently got into stocks, Nigerian stocks. If you have any questions whatsoever, you've looked and you just can't seem to find the right information out there, consider partnering with Embericat. So check us out, embericat.com. Reach out to me directly, embericat.com/contact. Okay. So wrapping it up, hope this information is up. Selling in physical retail stores and e-commerce. Who owns the customer data? The retailers do. The only way that you can truly own your own data, your own customer data, is through building out your own e-commerce platform, and even your own physical retail store. Because I used to own a men's shop, a 300 square feet physical men's shop here in Las Vegas. I own that customer data from the moment that they walk into that business and left and purchased something. Their data I own outright. For going through platforms like Amazon, which I actually recommend because we are on Amazon, we are also on Walmart, and selling at brick and mortar retail stores, continue doing that. Just know that they are the ones with the data and not you. Okay. So then you guys are checking this out. Until the next one. Hey, I want to also invite you to go ahead and look through our library of videos covering exports and investments and topical videos such as this e-commerce. Look through. We have over 600 videos on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And most importantly, be sure to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. All the best.